In 2022, we started with our flock of chickens. If you remember from the last video, this, which is now the turkey coop, was the original chicken coop. And so we had our 60 chickens in that coop and pen area. But during the summer, when we noticed that all these chicks survived, and actually were thriving very well, we had to make a decision on where to keep them for the winter. So the building here is what we nicknamed the Pigbarn. The plank that you see here is covering a door, actually a door opening. There was no door in there when we arrived. Where you see the 3 windows here, that was all open. That was originally window after window after window after window, but they were all broken glass. And inside, a concrete floor, which suffered under the frost. So we decided that it was time to fix this building and prepare it for winter. So painting the outside, creating vent holes so we could get the airflow, and having windows that open was what our first job was, is to fix this area. So of course there was no pen area around it. That we had to do in the following year, after the winter of 2022-23. That spring we put up this pen area. But in the summer, late summer, September, October, we were working really hard to getting this building up to date so that we could put our chickens in here. So that meant that we had to replace the wood shingles that were on here, the cedar shingles. It had holes in there. Some areas were dry rotted out. There's a big vent hole on the top there that we had to cover up. With this building, the new chicken coop, the roof was quite a difficult job to shingle, because of course my expertise in shingling is slim to none. Right, we had done, first of all, in the spring of 2022, in April, May there, we had worked on this little building, which was the old greenhouse. And then we moved on, and so my next shingling job was much bigger, which was the new chicken coop. So we had quite a job in, first of all, removing all the old shingles, repairing planking in the roof, on the roof trusses, making sure that they were solid and secure for us to work on. And then of course tar paper and shingling. So that was my second job. And again, so far we have no leaks. Everything has gone well. Very proud of my work in that sense. Of course, I wasn't alone. The boys helped me out. Climbing, holding, handing shingles, passing on nails, roof tar. So yeah, as you do more jobs like this, it becomes a little easier. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I guess I can still do a pretty decent job. And so after that, last year in 2023, we shingled a smaller building, that little pump house. So that was our job. So of course we had to bring hydro in so that we could have heat lamps inside. And you may notice on this side of the building that there's a separation here. And so this was a building which they originally had that piece on the left, and then later on built this extension. And I think originally they did have chickens in here as well. So you can see there's an opening that you could go to the attic space. There's no other way to get up there except for that doorway over our door. So yeah, you see we had to fix up this corner yet. We need to paint it yet this year. And of course we added this large pen area to accommodate the 63 hens and 2 roosters that we have right now. So to go back to this addition, it's a little stuck right now with the workings of the weather. This area here had a really bad dry rotted floor, and we didn't know what to expect underneath it, so we had to go in here and clean out the old planks, rebuild an entire floor, paint it. But this is our food storage area, so you can see we have our chicken feed right there. We have some wood shavings. We got our tool bin, another window. We have to put in hydro for some light so we could actually see here in the winter. You can see our white paint didn't last on the red paint. It all became wet and dribbled down. So we have to find a better paint solution and repaint this. So that will be another job for our list. So we got some bales of straw here that we use as bedding inside. But this is storage area, so you could actually, put food here and tools and still be a little bit sheltered from the extreme cold and extreme winds and snow. So you can hear our chickens in the background. Right, this is the interior door that we use to go in and get their eggs and all that. So you can see I made an outlet there and wiring to the inside, which leads to lights. And I can actually turn it off. It's daylight now. And the plug there leads to the heat lamp. So only when I need to add the heat, then I can use that. So like I said, many old windows with broken glass had to be removed. We had to reframe and put our windows in there. So again, I shall try to find a picture from the old pig barn, what it looked like when we arrived here. But again, it had its challenges, and so we really ran almost out of time to get this done. But we managed to fix up rotten planks, fill in some holes, and of course fix up the roof and then shingle it. And literally 2 days after we finished this, we put in the chickens. We actually used one of those windows and we counted our chickens at that time, make sure we still had 60. So we put them in through the window, and that same day the snow started falling and the winter of 2022 started. So they literally got in at the last minute. And you can see here's our tin can. So yeah, of course, in the spring of 2023 of last year, when things started warming up and getting nice, the end of April, we were in a hurry to get our holes dug and drilled so we could put in our fence posts and then put in the fencing. So this is the summer area for our chickens. So since it's now mid-March, we're still expecting a very cold week next week. Probably about -15 to -20 at night, and during the day -7, 8. So after that Arctic front, I really do hope that spring will start. You can see on the top there was a window in the past. We closed that off. Actually, the hydro came from the pump house there, and it was above ground hydro that originally came here. So when we bought it, of course, the hydro was disconnected. That wire was cut off. But that old wiring we had to remove and replace. So we used our same system as with our turkey coop. We made an underground wiring system to bring power in. And we have control at the panel just to unplug it. So safety first. So yeah, that's our new chicken coop. And in the winter time, the chickens are quite happy in there. The only thing that we still need to resolve with some form of dehumidifier is to bring the humidity down. Opening the window once in a while, and our vent holes is not enough with so many chickens. So it gets damp after 2 weeks, and that's why I have to replace the bedding and clean out the coop. And that's one of the recent shorts that you could have seen, that they have a clean coop, and that takes place every 2 weeks. So that's the story of our chicken coop, our layer house. We thank you for watching, and our next video will continue on some of the other buildings that we have here on the farm. So again, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.